What's up, everybody? It's Kales.
Greetings, gender traders. This is Mel.
And welcome to the third episode of our podcast.
Get the fuck out of the closet. Cue the track.
No one likes lesbian drama. Oh, drama.
Okay, guys, as always, we like to start the podcast off with everybody's favorite subject, lesbian drama. The biggest drama in my week currently has been the fact that we still have not gotten Kales back.
This is a crime.
I know, it's a crime.
This is homophobic.
I think they're targeting me, and I don't know how I can just continue to spread, lesbian drama on a mass scale.
So apparently the issue is that they think you're 13 now.
This is what happened in May.
So they already have your driver's license on file.
They have my passport. I sent in all the documentation. Whatever.
What do their systems look like? You should be marked as verified above age at least.
Agree. It's been 12 days too. But whatever, I've still been managing to get some of the scoop out there on my second account, which is Kales and Liv. And the two kind of main ones that I just can't give up even though I don't have Kales is the Fletcher, Becky So Hot situation and the JoJo Kylie breakup, which we talked about last time.
I know, this is a hot week for Kales to be out.
That's why I think it was targeted. I think some celebrity came after me and they were like, there's going to be too much lesbian drama going on this week. Shut her down.
Shannon emailed TikTok.
I don't know if she has that power. That's the thing, and that's why this, okay, so we'll talk about Fletcher and Becky first. So that's why it's so crazy is because all the parties involved in this are super minor and Fletcher's pretty big as an artist, but
she's relatively big, but she's pretty, I would say maybe she's beyond up and coming at this point. Fletcher's pretty established, but only really within the lesbian community.
It's a hit or miss if a straight person knows her.
Exactly.
I actually heard someone in my office talking about Fletcher the other day, and I was like, straight people know who Fletcher are? And she was just like, yeah, Fletcher, and she knew one song. And I'm like, okay, so you really don't know.
She probably doesn't even know
Fletcher.
She's gay.
You're just yeah, I think so too. When I bring it up,
Which
I'm
is hilarious.
And this friend who I saw actually knows about my TikTok account, so I was actually, I'm spreading some mad beef about Fletcher right now. And she was kind of shocked. So you're right, maybe she didn't know she was gay. That kind of makes sense.
The straights are daft.
Yeah.
Daft, I tell you.
But she kind of is throwing it in their face. She's about to come out with the whole lesbian music video. Not that I think, I don't think the regular person keeps up with Fletcher.
I think it's just a random song that comes in your top 100 that you listen to if you're listening to top hits of today or whatever.
But I think that Fletcher knows that, targeting the lesbian audience is the best bet for her.
Oh, for sure.
So I think I always say this, drama sells, guys. This was not only a marketing stunt because it's going to get Fletcher views, but it was also a marketing stunt because that's what she wanted to do. It's just it's making a statement for herself too. She's putting herself in the narrative. And it's also funny to me that I don't know how much on straight TikTok you guys are, but whoever the Charlie D'Amelio and her ex-boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend just released a really similar song about her. Did you see this?
No.
Okay, so basically Little Huddy released a song about Charlie and he's basically you're a home wrecker, drama starter. And it's literally exactly what Fletcher's doing.
A homie hopper?
Yeah, homie hopper. But it's similar to what Fletcher's doing, bringing her ex back up for clout and views, but people are handling that situation so differently, and here's why. In that situation,
tell us why.
Everyone is Team Charlie, that's so embarrassing that your ex wrote a song about you, he's still obsessed with you. And that's what I thought should have happened in this situation. I'm surprised Shannon and Becky weren't what the fuck, Fletcher? You're so obsessed with us that you had to write a song about us. You're the real person who's cringed, but they took it so south.
I'm not gonna lie. You remember when my ex-boyfriend wrote a song about me?
Yes. I totally forgot about that.
I know.
Oh my god.
I know. So I actually do have.
Yeah, but you were the ex too, so you were you can't get over me. You didn't. What was it called? The only one.
Girl or something.
No,
stop.
So bad.
No, it was really sweet.
I told you guys last episode that Mel has a problem where people get overly obsessed with her and can't let her go. But again, okay, but even with this this certain drama, it could have went such a different way if Shannon and Becky didn't just wallow down and be oh my gosh, you should have asked our permission, you shouldn't have done this. If they would have stood up for themselves on the other end. And that's what is so badass of Fletcher because she knew they weren't going to take that opportunity.
I also just think this whole narrative about music, if you're in the public eye, not obviously, but I feel that's just a part of it. Maybe your name's going to be dropped.
It's been going on time and time again, and it would be a shame on Fletcher to not use real life stories and stuff for views because that's all entertainment is. We like stuff that's more tailored to something we can picture in real life and imagine, and so that's why I think we like song too.
Yeah.
I just wonder if there's going to be more on the rest of the album though. What if the whole album
I know, when does
comes
this come out?
I think I looked at September, so we have some time for the rest of the drama. Maybe we'll get Kales back by then.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But you know what we didn't get Kales back in time for was the JoJo Kylie breakup.
I know, that was
not
tragic.
A doubt in my mind that it's over.
I know.
It's over.
I feel sad for them.
Yeah. It was bound to happen. You get back together with your ex, and it lasted like 3 months.
You gotta imagine like JoJo has such a crazy schedule, and like she's just like,
and not to mention, wasn't the craziest time of your life going into freshman year of college?
Yeah.
Like that is when you were like, oh my god, I'm leaving the house. I'm gonna be able to do whatever the fuck I want in college. Like I don't want anyone to know where I am when I leave my dorm, and that's why having a roommate sucks, because you're like, someone's watching me. I want nobody to watch me here. And so like I feel like Kylie was really ready to go, and this, I don't know her, but in my opinion, I think she was probably ready to like go and be free, and instead getting there and being tied to JoJo Siwa is like a handicap, because JoJo can't just go to frat parties. She's JoJo Siwa, so like you can go to cool stuff with her, but like in terms of her doing regular stuff with you, I think it's kind of limited.
I think it's also got to be hard too, because if you're dating or married to a celebrity like that, like you're kind of at their beck and call. And Kylie doesn't really strike me as the type of girl that just wants to be like,
well, especially now she's young,
waiting around.
Like when you're 30 and you're just doing your regular job, and it's fun to go on a red carpet on Saturday night. I'm sure it's a way better life, but at 18, when again you're just getting out of your parents' house and you're like, let's go rage, you don't want to be like, oh my god, there's a newspaper article out because JoJo Siwa's girlfriend was caught drinking at 19.
Yeah,
like you're just fucked. Like you want to be as incognito as possible. I mean, I would be.
No, there's definitely some liability involved as well.
But I mean, anyways, we think it's kind of toxic, so like we definitely know it's over. Like JoJo posted a video singing the Billie Eilish song like Happier Than Ever with the caption like, this is how I feel right now, or some shit.
You're like,
that.
Yeah, JoJo, you're happier than ever.
And they haven't been seen like interacting on social media for like a couple of weeks. Oh, someone actually commented on Kylie's post and said like Little Miss single. It was one of those Little Miss trend things, and she literally liked the comment. So just to wrap up the JoJo Kylie thing, like I'm wondering if we'll get some sort of announcement.
I want to see who JoJo's gonna date next.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Someone saw her on Raya.
No way.
Yes, I showed you this.
You did show
this. No, and the whole thing is they saw her on Raya on June 28th, I think was the date. It was end of June. And the pictures were old though. So like it could have been an account that was like used to be active and isn't active anymore. But she was on there on June 28th. Like it was a timestamp, a video of it. So apparently she's looking in the celebrity field too. So wouldn't it be crazy if she dated someone famous? Because
that would be
last time they broke up, she went after like, if anything, somebody who was on TikTok, but not like seriously famous.
But I think she's kind of realized that like once you kind of get that level, you really kind of just got to date other famous people.
Yeah, and it'd be cool too. I mean, like they're famous.
I mean, you can. Why not?
It'd be more exciting.
Yeah, that'd be pretty exciting. Kristen Stewart, hit me up. No. Yeah. I know you're in a relationship. No harm.
For you.
I am in a relationship.
Okay, guys, let's get to today's theme. What to expect when you're expecting to come out of the closet.
Ooh.
The unexpected version. All right, so last episode we focused on coming out when it was like the best option and you didn't have a choice.
The forced coming out.
Like it was a missing piece of the story. You had to fill it in. But today we're going to take you to a different route. We're going to talk about like when you decide to come out, planning to come out, picturing it in your head, thinking that it's the best option, and then even what happens after the fact.
And most importantly, like when coming out kind of goes wrong.
And it doesn't go as planned.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we still live in a society where like a lot of people are not accepting of this quote unquote lifestyle.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you will be met with, and for some more than others, don't get me wrong, me and Kaylee are very lucky to have pretty supportive families. And not everyone is kind of in that same situation on a serious tone. But sometimes it doesn't go well.
And it also can be like in a small way. Like again, the whole point of this podcast is that you have to come out multiple times. And so sometimes you're like, oh, like I'll just drop it to this person. It won't be a big deal. And it goes completely different than you expect.
Yeah, sometimes you think you have no idea.
And you can only picture like so many ways in your head before. And like you work yourself up for it. You're like, here we go. Like I'm gonna let them know. It's gonna be easy. Rip the Band-Aid off. And then it just completely goes the wrong way.
Even if you really know somebody, like you never really know how they're gonna react. So
this is kind of how this got brought up too. Yeah. Like this is an active story going on in the lives.
Yeah.
We are almost 25 years old and we're still coming out of the closet.
No, exactly.
Actively.
So I'm like pretty much out of the closet. My entire family knows, like take it or leave it. My job knows, like anyone that asks knows. Why not? I mean, that's awesome because I definitely went through some, coming out phases, and that's always so hard. But it feels like once you're kind of like fully out of the closet, you're like, yes, like I'm out. I can be whoever. I can do whatever. Like no one can say anything. Everyone is informed. But recently, so my girlfriend Olivia, she's pretty much fully out of the closet as well. I think everyone at work knows. Her immediate family knows. But there is a couple people that she's pretty close to that she has yet to tell. Her grandparents, who she's actually pretty close with. And they're just, you know, the type of old people that get cranked up on Fox News.
Oh. Have you met them before?
Yeah,
today?
I actually threw a graduation party and they attended. I gave a speech and I even like rented canopies for them so they wouldn't have to sit in the sun.
Did you mention Olivia in your speech?
No.
Okay, so you kept it very PG.
I mean, a bunch of people were there. It was like all my friends and all their families in my backyard. So,
okay, so you kept it PG.
Yeah, it was short and sweet. Hello, thank you for coming.
So that was your first time meeting them?
That was my first time meeting them, which is actually funny because my grandma sat with them at the table. And my grandma is like, I think I've discussed my grandma before on this podcast. She is a biggest fan of me and my girlfriend.
Yeah, we told you the story last night about how Mel knows her grandma's a lesbian. Last night.
Time. So my grandma like is like in on the joke and she's talking to her grandparents the entire time.
And
they're making friends. Oh yeah, she knows they don't know. I think she got their phone numbers. They're like, yeah. My grandma's like, they're such nice.
She said
people.
one day they're gonna need to talk to me.
No, they are really nice people. But anyways, so my girlfriend's sister is graduating. Her parents and grandparents drove up, picked up Olivia, and they're going off to graduation this weekend. So I'm watching the dog, and when they come pick up Olivia and drop off the dog, her grandparents also wanted to stop by and check out Olivia's new apartment.
They have one bed.
Yeah, so Olivia's grandparents just think that we're just like roomies, like roomie friends.
History will say they're roommates.
Yeah, exactly.
In real life.
And I was like, don't they wonder why we like moved and got an apartment together?
You guys just thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, I guess so. Just gal pals.
Yeah, you're like, let's just do the big thing together. We both can't find men right now, so like let's just hold hands and girl power into life.
I guess so. These people are coming to check out our apartment this week. Like they don't know that me and Olivia are dating. They just think we're roomie friends. And
she's like taking pictures of them like kissing off the walls.
No, we literally like took pictures of us like off walls, like hit any like gay things. Like it was actually like kind of sad. I'm like looking at my side of the bed, like my little nightstand, and Olivia's like taking all my stuff off of it, so it looks like nobody's sleeping
looks like
there.
One person. But thank God you didn't get a king size bed.
She like
yet.
removed my like iPhone plug from the wall. I was like, that's kind of sad.
Like two people were sharing the bed.
Yeah.
No, that's so bad.
Isn't
this is going so far.
I know, and I feel so bad for her.
Even like some people's parents who are like 50, 60 like have a hard time kind of understanding that like women would like stray away from like gender norms, and people, especially people who grew up in the South. So like it's not crazy to think that they're not gonna like fully get that like, okay, maybe she's feeling this way, but like I can't believe she's making this decision to just go out and be gay. Like isn't that like a crazy life decision? And it's just like not as much anymore, but they just don't get that. But we were having a whole debate about it because the situation was you were supposed to go to lunch, and the situation was they wanted to pretend you were the roommate. But
yeah, so I'm in this tough spot where like Olivia and her parents are both like, yeah, like Mel, no problem, she can pretend that she's just your roommate and not your girlfriend. But I'm like, I have to sit across the table from these people and like probably have a conversation. They're gonna ask me questions about my life, and like I don't really know if I can hold that lie together.
You have to lie like multiple times. Like
I did already have to lie, even though lunch got canceled, thank God.
Yeah, thank God it was just seeing the apartment.
Because I was so nervous about going to lunch.
It's also weird, like why would your roommate like leave in the middle of her Thursday work day to go get lunch with your grandparents?
No,
like,
I agree, and I think it's because her parents like wanted to. Her parents, you know, have really grown on her parents. Like shout out to them. They're really getting to like me. They trusted me with the dog this weekend. I appreciate that, and I think they wanted to see me and go to lunch. But I don't think they understand why I would feel uncomfortable misleading her grandparents.
Well, they're missing how weird the optics look about you being this weird roommate. They also shut Mel's door to her office in their apartment to like make it look like a second bedroom.
Like her grandparents couldn't come check out my bedroom.
Yeah, which would be weird. Usually you just like kind of like tilt the door open, like, oh yeah, this is my room, kind of close it. But instead just like door closed.
They were like, you can't.
You should have written like Mel's room on the front of the door, just like extra Mel's room, boys only.
Well, one reason why I don't think they bought it is because her grandpa was asking me a lot of questions about that back room. He was like, so you work from home? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, in your room? I'm like, yeah. He's like, so is there another bathroom in that room? So there's 3 bathrooms? And I'm like, no, it's just the 2 of them. But like this man probably, like I think he used our guest bathroom and probably realized that nobody uses it. That shower has never been used.
You shouldn't say it's full of shit.
No, yeah, it actually
is.
It's
a storage closet.
No, yeah, we actually are storing a bunch of Olivia's sister's stuff in it.
Did he go to the bathroom?
I think so.
So I think he probably went to the bathroom, looked in the closet, and said, nobody's fucking using this bathroom. Because you're a chick too, like you'd have stuff around. The bathroom doesn't have anything in it. Like it's like you have a hairbrush.
The lowest maintenance woman ever.
Yeah, no, he didn't buy any of that shit. Like my thing is, so are you gonna like go home for Christmas and Thanksgiving and like still be the roommate for like 10 years? It's gonna be like your grandma's flight attendant friend.
No, it's just like this game that I feel like it's played a lot.
But my whole thing is, and what I don't understand why like straight people don't understand is like I don't see how you can play it forever. Like if you're at a job or something that's temporary, like for sure, but you're gonna have to give up the charade eventually.
No, but the game isn't even like, oh, they don't know and I know. I think they know. I think they just don't. They know, I know, we all know, but we're just
like not vocalizing it.
Yeah, we're just not talking about
What's the problem with vocalizing it?
I have no idea.
I kind of agree with that. I've noticed that trend a lot too.
No, and I think that's like really common in like this whole situation where like we all know, but nobody's talking about it, and that's just like so uncomfortable for me. Like, I'm lying to your face. You know I'm I'm lying to your face. But yet, we're all still doing it.
No, I totally understand that. It's just like, I don't get why we can't just like all be out and open. So like, it's not like the big elephant in the room too. Like, it makes it more uncomfortable. But it's like, oh, she's the gay cousin.
I mean, it almost makes it even weirder. Like, we're doing like weird, like, I don't know, like witchcraft or like some like crazy nonsense together. But like in reality, like, we're pretty boring. We go to our 9-to-5s. Like, it's just like any straight couple, except for we're both women. And honestly, I probably treat Olivia better than any man would. You know, like, what's the problem? I don't understand.
It's probably better off.
It's
just like they're also just scared of like the optics of what people think about.
I guess, but like
a lesbian in the family.
I know.
And what God thinks. And probably
Speaking of
what
God,
Donald Trump thinks.
Speaking of God and the Donalds.
Oh, yeah. God and the Donalds?
Yeah, God and the Donalds.
What do you have?
About when I told my aunt.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Before we get into Mel's story about God and the rapture and how that relates to being a homosexual, let's get into today's Gayler Swift game. I switched it up a little bit. We are going to be doing Taylor Swift lyric or line from The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And if you haven't read this book, I would highly recommend. I don't read, but I in fact read it. And well, I'm in law school, so I do a lot of fucking reading, but like, I don't read for pleasure. So it's a very good book, and I prepared a summary for you. Aging and reclusive Hollywood movie icon Evelyn Hugo is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life. From making her way to Los Angeles in the 1950s to her decision to leave show business in the 80s, and of course, the seven husbands along the way. Evelyn unspools a tale of ruthless ambition, unexpected friendship, and a great forbidden gay love. That was great. I actually didn't read the book. I'm a liar. I listened to the audiobook, and so I was just trying to channel the audiobook voice for that. But anyways, it's a really good story about this like lady who was an actress, and along the way she has all these husbands and she fucks a bunch of women, and it's great. It's great. Give it a chance. But people especially love it because a lot of lines in it are like direct Taylor Swift quotes and vice versa. And I guess people like to say, you know, Taylor uses terms in her songs that are just like very common, and that's why. But still, it's just like a little bit of a coincidence. And we know Taylor read the book, and the quotes in the book, you know, she ended up saying in songs after the book. Anyways, so I'm gonna read you a line, and you gotta tell me which one's from.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it monotoned, so you can't tell.
Okay.
So if we're going by the metric, that's all's well that ends well, then I guess it's safe to say that I'm not sorry.
Isn't this in the movie? The short film? This is Taylor Swift.
Evelyn Hugo. I'm winning.
All right.
Okay, see, that's why.
Wow.
It's all Taylor Swift lyrics.
All's well that ends well.
Apparently
I'm in a new hell every time.
No yelling in the mic.
No yelling in the
Mel
mic.
got in trouble last time for
Sorry.
being too loud. All right, number 2. I had learned all too well that pain was sometimes stronger than the need to keep up appearances.
I'm gonna say this is from the movie. I mean, not the movie, the book.
It is the book.
Yes.
It is the book.
Yes. Fooled me once.
Number 3. A friend to all is a friend to none. Chase 2 girls and you'll end up losing the one.
That's T-Swizzle.
You knew that one?
Yeah.
All right, dang, you're ripping me back up. I have a couple options too, so I gotta see.
What, are we tied now?
No, it's 2-1. You're up.
Oh.
Hurt with these tiny scratches day after day. It was death by 1,000 cuts.
That's T-Swizzle.
No, it's not. Yes, I'm back up. Death by 1,000 cuts. That's
This is
the
like
biggest
copyright.
one. I know. Okay, shit. I gotta pick the one. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I sent it with the piece of sending off a message in a bottle. The Jeopardy sound. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
This is the last one.
This is the last one. It's a tiebreaker.
Oh boy. One more time.
I sent it with the piece of sending off a message in a bottle.
Can I get the Latin root? Okay, I'm gonna go with the book.
It is the book. I didn't know because Taylor Swift has that song "Message in a Bottle," and I didn't know if like you were familiar with it because it's on one of the re-records. And so like I was hoping you heard "Message in a Bottle." Oh, "Message in a Bottle."
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, guys, so this is one time when I came out and just had, I mean, I didn't think it was gonna go badly, but then it took a turn for the worse.
Was it a plan coming out?
No, not at all.
So it was just okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
set it up.
So I was visiting my home in California like over Christmas break. This is 2020. Right when like they just announced that Biden was had won the election, and there was like kind of this period where everyone was like, oh no, like they're not gonna validate the votes, like Trump's gonna actually like come pull through
and take it anyways.
And take it, like that weird time between like November and January.
Of course.
So I was home, and my grandma, she doesn't drive anymore, so she's always asking me to take her on errands. It's no big deal. Pretty typical day. She asked me to take me to my aunt's hair salon. It's called her Tia Maria, and Tia Maria is a little bit estranged from my family. We don't really talk to her that much. She's like, it's just because she was divorced from my mom's brother, which I mean,
she's like an ex-aunt.
Yeah, she's like an ex-aunt, I guess. But I have a cousin.
Okay,
of her.
so she's your cousin's mom.
Yeah, she's my cousin's
That
mom.
makes sense.
So that's how they're still connected. And my grandma obviously like keeps in touch because she likes to keep in touch with all her grandkids.
And she's a hairdresser, so she's getting something out of it.
Yeah, I guess. I'm sure she did her hair for free. My grandma probably knew that. My grandma's was like, I need you to take me to Tia Maria's to get my hair done. Okay. I haven't seen this aunt in like years, probably since before I left for college. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think about her much. So I take her to the salon. We're sitting down. We're catching up. It's just me, her, and Tia Maria sitting in her salon. This is also like peak of COVID too. Like crazy things are happening. Nobody knows what's going on. It's 2020.
We might all die. So
you might talk to someone and realize they're an actual crazy person.
Yeah,
like,
Trump actually might be president forever.
No, exactly. So it's just crazy times. So I'm sitting there. I'm talking to my aunt. We're catching up because I haven't seen her in a couple of years, and she's just asking me like the same old. And I know at this point, because at this point, like, I'm already out of the closet. Everyone's known that I'm gay for a while now. Everyone knows I have a girlfriend. So I'm just like, this is just gonna be really passing by, coming out. I didn't think about it too much.
You're also not close to this aunt. No, why would she care that much?
I'm not close to her. But
it's also not like you're biologically related to her, so you're not like spreading gay genes to her family or something.
Yeah, no, exactly. We're just sitting there at the hair salon, like, catching up. And I didn't think it was a big deal. We get to the dreaded question, like, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, okay, here we go. Like, so no, I know. I'm like, no, like, I actually have a girlfriend. Like, we're doing well. We're very happy. Like, thank you.
And then they have to clarify, girlfriend or girlfriend?
My girlfriend. Yeah.
You're like, we fuck.
But she actually, like, I feel like when you come out, people either are like, oh, yeah, great. Or they just kind of, like, gloss over it. Like, if they don't agree with it, they just, like, change the subject.
Or even they don't know, like, how they're supposed to react. Like, they need time to think about it. Like, even I think I've met people who, like, aren't malicious about it, but they're just like, oh. And then later they're like, didn't you mention you were dating someone? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, they've just, like, never encountered.
You heard me.
Yeah, they've never encountered a gay person before. And you're like, do I need to repeat myself?
I will.
Yeah, like, I will. No, but instead, like, I didn't repeat myself. And she just, like, slowly, like, meandered into, like, this entire homily on, like, how basically, like, I needed to, like, change my life around because, like, the rapture was coming and, like, Donald Trump was gonna save us all. And, like, yeah, no, like, the end times are near. If I don't change my ways fast enough, then I'm gonna be left behind in the rapture.
No, and, like, that was all because Donald Trump's gonna lead the rapture.
Well, so I don't know if you're kind of like, do you know anything about, like, the rapture?
I mean, I know enough about the rapture. Like, Jesus Christ is coming back and he's, we're all have to wash ourselves of our sins and the sinners are staying or something like that.
So basically,
I know about Jesus coming again.
Yeah, no, it's like, and it's only like in some branches of, I mean, and I'm no expert on this, don't get me wrong, but just a little backstory for those of you who don't know. It's common in like different Christianities, specifically like evangelicals. Like a lot of them believe that before kind of like the second coming of Christ, all of the sinners are gonna, like all of the saints and the good people of heaven that follow, Jesus Christ's teachings are gonna get saved, like taken to heaven or whatever, and then like the rest of us sinners are gonna like be left here to perish like in like disease and flames for like 7 years. Yeah.
7 years.
Specifically like 7 years until like Armageddon.
Yeah. They always say, and that's what like those people who are in cults like just think it's happening like any day now.
Well, a lot of it, and what's crazy about this, as I looked into it a little bit more, once again, like this is a really complicated situation that I by no means qualified to talk about, but a lot of this spurred from, I guess, our like foreign relations in like Iran and like the Middle East, and a lot of like Donald Trump's foreign policy was like really supportive of Israel and like very like Christian Zionist, and like because of that, like kind of like latched on, which is why he has such a big evangelical following.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, so like these, like this specific like sect in Christianity, which is actually like pretty huge. I think I saw online today that it was like maybe like 100 million people or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, like a huge.
Believe in the rapture coming soon.
No, exactly. Well, somehow like Christianity has gotten kind of intertwined with right-wing politics, and like Donald Trump knows that a lot of these people like subscribe to a certain belief system, so that's why like he's like putting in these conservative judges that are like banning abortion, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
or, like
I mean, supporting, it was picking up a large group of people.
Yeah, and like are like pro-Israel.
I cannot believe those people exist.
And there's so many of them.
There's so many.
So I had no idea that my aunt was like this like branch of like radical like Donald Trump like Christianity. So I just like get wrapped into this like hour-long spiel about like the mark of the beast and like George Soros and like how I had to change my ways because otherwise I was gonna get left behind, and it turned into like a whole religious preaching. My grandma's just sitting there like getting her hair done.
I know,
and,
I was wondering what your grandma was saying.
My grandma's just sitting there like playing stupid. Like she definitely knows what's going on. She's just playing dumb, and I'm getting like it wasn't in like an aggressive way. It was just more of like in a way that she was like showing me the way.
I saw some TikTok the other day where this girl was like texting her mom about being gay, and her mom was texting her back like all of this crazy religious shit, like God doesn't understand what you're doing, so I don't understand, like blah blah blah, the Bible doesn't say this and all this shit. I'm like, are you just gonna say what you think, or are you gonna spew like what some group has told you and like has in your mind that is the correct way to live? Like it's just so crazy to me.
Well, what also makes them think that like this is the beginning of the end is because I guess in the Bible, in like the book of Revelation, or like maybe in I think like the book of Ezekiel as well, it talks about like wars in the Middle East and like Russia that are going
it's been
on.
Happening forever. Like
no, exactly, but they think that like
long
that
as
is
I've been
going
alive.
to usher in, I don't know, like the end of the world.
I think we have
usher in their final savings.
A bigger chance that the aliens are coming.
Oh, 100%.
When the aliens
100%.
start coming in, they're gonna like think it's the rapture and it's God. They're gonna be like so pumped. They're gonna be like, we've been preparing for this, and it's gonna be the aliens instead. They're not gonna know what the fuck to do.
I hope they think, I mean, not that I hope anything, but I hope that they like are still convinced the rapture's coming, and they're just like, why haven't I not been saved? It's just like, dumbass, no one's getting saved. Yeah, but I mean, you know, honestly, that'd be kind of lit if they just like whisked off all the crazy Christians and it was just like the sinners.
Us for the next 7 years, partying our asses off. We have a time.
The world is burning, but we're having a rave.
For the last 7 years, you know, you're supposed to be slaves and doing all this stuff. We're like, nah.
Yeah.
It's only 7 years.
Yeah.
We'll just use all the alcohol we have left. Okay, guys. So one of the other big, I guess, non-gay dramas that are going around. Well, actually, it's kind of gay. Is the fact that JoJo Siwa said that Candace Cameron, who's DJ Tanner from Full House, is the rudest celebrity she's ever met.
This is the dumbest drama I've ever heard.
It's so dumb. But the thing is, DJ Tanner is the one who's making it dumb because she's like 50 years old and doesn't understand like how the internet works. And so the reason that it's kind of gay is because JoJo says that the whole reason that she said that is because when she was like 11, DJ Tanner blew her off at the premiere, and then she was taking pictures of somebody else, and she got really upset about it at 11 years old. I understand, but people are also saying it's because DJ Tanner has like uber conservative like religious views and like has openly like made, I don't know how open, but has made some comments about like not supporting the LGBTQ community.
Really?
Yeah, no, her and her husband are like really
down
big.
with DJ Tanner.
No, yeah, her and her husband are like really big, like conservative.
I hope you get left behind in the rapture.
No, we'll get left behind in the rapture. She'll be going up on the rapture.
I mean, maybe we'll all go.
Yeah, maybe
they'll get left behind in the rapture. Maybe they got it wrong, because I don't think. Yeah.
But anyways, DJ got really butthurt. I'm calling her DJ. It's funny. DJ got really butthurt about seeing the TikTok and was like actually like upset about it, which is just like so funny because, you know, like people do see that, but in reality, like it's a 10-second video. Somebody scrolls and it's just, they see other videos. Like if you would have just ignored it for about 5 days, it wouldn't have made a single difference.
She liked it.
Do you think she wanted to be a little bit relevant?
Yes.
I think she wanted to play victim in the whole, I can't believe JoJo Siwa said this about me. But it's like, why do you care what JoJo Siwa says about you? She's literally famous to a niche group of lesbians and children. Like, we love her. Don't get me wrong. But like, no one in DJ Tanner's world would have ever known that JoJo Siwa said that about her because they don't watch gay people.
The lesbian.
Yeah, but they don't even watch gay people. I'm surprised she even saw a TikTok. It wasn't like, she hasn't banned all
Someone
lesbians
definitely,
for
like,
her
showed it
For
to
You
her.
page. Yeah. But I actually had a similar experience with like a fucking, they're not boomers. What's after boomers?
X.
Do they have a fun name or are they just X?
Gen X.
Gen X, that's their name. I think it is X. That's what people were commenting on my TikTok. The Gen Xers. So I have this orthodontist who I've been going to for my entire life. And recently, when I came back from college, I decided I wanted to like straighten my bottom teeth. So I was going to go in for like a quick round of Invisalign. And somehow, like first couple times we were there, like someone told him that I had started a TikTok account. And I swear I had like maybe 20,000 followers like at this time, about what I have now without Kales. but he was like kind of invested in it, and I know why. He saw my first viral video on Barstool, which is funny because it's like a Star Wars video about my girlfriend like cracking her phone and then putting like a lightsaber on her background. And so it's not gay at all. And he saw that video on Barstool and like called me and was like, what is this? And I basically told him.
Called you?
Yeah, because we're kind of close. Like we're kind of family friends at this point.
Yeah.
But like kind of. It's weird.
Okay.
Like him and my mom are friends, and like him and my aunt would go to dinner together, but like not him and I. But like we're fine.
I'm just glad he's only the doctor.
Like I have his number.
Teeth.
I have his number. He's like, 40 something.
Maybe he'll see
and
this.
So he's like, oh my
What's
God.
Up? I actually need an orthodontist.
No, I hope he doesn't see this. He called me and he's like, you're on Barstool, how does this work? And I was like, I have this TikTok. So then when I started seeing him again, he was always asking about the TikTok, and I'm like internally dying because I'm like, he doesn't realize that I'm like famous on TikTok because of gay shit. And he's never really asked like what I'm consistently doing on TikTok, but he's kind of like gestured at it a couple times.
Like, what has garnered you this fame?
Yeah. So then finally,
why do people like to listen to you?
One time I came back and I had made it up to like 100,000 followers, and he was like, what are you posting on TikTok? And I was like,
you could just look at them, dude.
And it was kind of before the drama too, so I was like, oh, he didn't have a TikTok, like he's old, which thank God. And I wasn't gonna give out my username. But I was like, oh, actually, like what's going on right now is JoJo Siwa duetted me because I look like her girlfriend. And he he immediately
goes into a rant.
A girlfriend? How old is she? Who is JoJo Siwa? And like one of the little nurses is like, oh, my daughter loves JoJo Siwa. You know, she's like that teen pop star, the bows in her hair. And he's like kind of figuring it out. I think I showed him a picture and he just cannot get over girlfriend. Like how young
she's a
is
lesbian?
she to be making that decision? Like,
she's like 18.
She doesn't know what she's doing yet. And I'm like, oh my God, she's 18. But what's bothering me the most about him going off about this is like, it's not just me and him in the fucking dentist office. Like at the orthodontist, you know how there's like 4 chairs in a row?
Yes.
So there's like a little boy like 2 seats down from me, and I'm sitting there like, what if this poor little kid is gay? And now he's hearing this, and now he's like, man, if I ever decide to like men, like my fucking orthodontist is gonna throw a fit about it. And I remember having experiences like that, not specifically in that orthodontist, but like in other kind of situations where I felt like that. And so I'm kind of trying to shut it down. Like it was just super awkward. It was just weird, and I'm just like, oh my God, I could not believe that he's gonna find out that I'm fucking gay after saying all this in front of me. It was super. That's the worst part too, is when they like, you know, like show their true colors and you're like immediately no, but I'm even more embarrassed because I'm like, this is just gonna make it worse, because now he's gonna be like, holy shit, she's gay, and I have to face the fact that I like literally was homophobic in front of her. Good. I agree. So then I fucking leave. I'm like getting gas and I'm sitting in my car and I make a TikTok about the fucking event about him saying this about JoJo Siwa. Do you know this story?
I think you maybe say it again.
So I post the TikTok. I don't think anything of it. I again like just didn't have like too many followers. I didn't at this point, like my family wasn't even really following me, so I didn't think that anybody would see it.
Nobody believed in you yet.
And a couple days go by and my mom starts calling me, and the second I answer the phone, I knew immediately. She's like, Kaylee? I'm like, yeah. He saw the TikTok. I'm like, I know exactly what's going on. I'm like, well, immediately I go to, well, he said it. Like, I did not tell a true story. Does he want to deny the interaction? I'm also dying because now I know he knows I'm gay, because in the TikTok I said,
only slander if it's not true.
I can't believe this straight man said, I called him a straight man, and he was really upset about me calling him a man or something. Oh, I called him a white man. And I think I called him old, and he's like not that old, and he's really upset about it. And I couldn't think about how he found the TikTok too.
Someone sent it to him.
No, and so I was like, maybe it was one of the other like dental hygienists who were in there and like was young enough to put 2 and 2 together. But the more I think about it, I think my aunt sent it to him.
She would.
Because she follows me on TikTok, and he found it way too fast. She follows me on TikTok, and she would send it to him because just like DJ Tanner, she's like, this could ruin your business. Someone might see this and your business could be ruined. I'm like, nobody knows who my fucking orthodontist is.
Okay,
Nobody
but tell me why his business would be ruined, because he's homophobic?
Exactly. But I'm like, also it's literally not gonna make a difference.
Maybe you shouldn't say homophobic things if you don't want to be called homophobic.
In front of the whole office of children who are listening to you and watching you. Yeah. Shit. And then I had to go back the next time, and we never spoke about it. I was kind of expecting, well, at one point my mom was like, take the video down. I never took it down. I was like, it's down. Yeah. They don't know how to check. And so I was like, fuck you, the video's staying up. And now I'm making it on the podcast.
Yeah,
so.
we're saying it again. We're doubling down.
We're doubling down.
You cannot go back there, Kaylee.
No, I'm done now. No, and then at one point my mom was like, maybe you should text him. I was like, I'm definitely not doing that. And
why should you text him? He should apologize to you.
Well, that is why did JoJo Siwa have to fucking be upset about DJ Tanner? She should apologize for her for making her feel like shit when she was 11 years old. Fuck that bitch. That's what
yeah, no, exactly.
If you do shitty things, I'm allowed to talk about it.
I agree. Yeah. I have my own story to tell.
Yeah, you know, people can say probably tell some stories about some shitty shit I did too, and I have to own up to that.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? If people told a story about me doing some shitty thing, I would not tattle to their mom. I would call them and apologize for making them feel shitty, which was my biggest issue with it. Like, wouldn't you have immediately seen that video and called me and been like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know it's not an excuse that I didn't know you were gay, but like, that was fucked up of me. You know, what the fuck? Yeah. No, nothing. Instead, he like went through my mom, and then like weirdly, I found out about it, and then I had to go see him like the next week and be like, so. And I think he asked me, he was like, so how's the TikTok doing? And I was like, oh no, good.
That's so uncomfortable.
And then we didn't really talk about it ever again.
It's also just like, I don't know, like you're a grown ass man.
Yeah. And it's also so awkward. I'm like the oldest person in the orthodontist office.
That's so awkward.
I know.
That's such an awkward situation.
My teeth look really good though. So I guess he was good for one thing.
Maybe.
That's about it though.
Yeah.
So the point of the story is that fucking Gen Xers, boomers, millennials, whatever you want to call them, like, the internet is very forever, but also temporary. Like, our minds work so fast when we move on to the next subject. Like, literally like that. Like, it's not that deep. Like, nobody saw my TikTok and was going to hunt down my orthodontist and cancel him. And if they did, don't say stupid shit.
So going back to Olivia's grandparents, should she tell them or not?
Yeah, because we don't know. I mean, it could go the way, like, it could be a rapture.
Yeah.
Or they could, I don't know, just be really upset. What if they just tell her no? Like, that's just straight up not allowed.
Then I think she's going to have to not talk to them anymore. And I think that's what she's most afraid of.
I mean, that's what they're all afraid of, too. Like, is grandparents going to be like, you can't have your gay daughter at Thanksgiving? Yeah. Or maybe they won't be allowed to see you if you're not the roommate.
But it's also, like, in that case, like, shouldn't that, I think that speaks towards them.
I agree. And all these things that we're saying, saying, like, you should never have an experience where you come out of the closet and someone takes it poorly. Like, that speaks to them.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing anything wrong.
It speaks to their lack of
you're not doing anything wrong being gay. I'm not doing anything wrong being gay. This is just, like, the fucking life we're living. And so it's, like, unfortunate that you have these experiences where it's, like, again, my fault for listening to a homophobic person say something in front of me because they didn't know I was gay. It's like, no, you guys are the problem.
No, it's because we're gender traitors.
Yeah. Mel's been watching The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's, like, dramatized, but I feel like there's a lot of parallels to the present day life. And, like, now all these homophobes are just getting really comfortable being homophobic in public. And it's just like, no. Like, we're not, that's not, like, the default.
It's also so sus of them to be so homophobic because it's, like, pretty gay. Like, when you're so homophobic, it's gay of you.
No,
like,
if you are really homophobic, then, yeah, probably gay.
I couldn't care less about talking about straight people. In fact, I spend actually 99% of my day spewing to TikTok about gay people because I'm so uninterested in what's going on with straight people.
Yeah.
And they just feel so interested in, like, the lives and the passions and, like, the looks of gay people.
They're just
like,
press.
That's sus. That's sus.
Yeah. They're also like, they like it when the gays like get out like new fashion, new music, you know, any creativity because the straights are actually just incapable of coming up with new ideas themselves.
The straight girls stealing our fashion is like embarrassing.
Upsetting.
Literally last night I get a text from my little brother. He goes, Kaylee, I need your gaydar. Is this girl gay? With like 5 pictures of this girl's Instagram. I think he's like, him and his girlfriend broke up.
Was she gay?
I don't think so. And honestly, it was hard to decipher. But I think in one picture she had long nails on all fingers. And I was like, you know, she might be a bisexual, but I think she's at least bi because if she had really long nails. And her outfits were gay, but like I could see why he thought it was a maybe. But she was almost like put together like a little bit too much to like.
Honestly, he's so tuned in to even question it.
Well, he watches my TikToks and stuff.
He knows about the fashion.
Yeah, he's an ally. He's actually probably like a lesbian himself, you know? He likes women too. He's like, damn it, she's gay. I liked that one. He's like, I wish I was a lesbian. Those are the best kind of guys. They're like, dang it.
Yeah.
He's like, if I could like guys, I probably would, but I definitely do not like that.
Yeah. No, the guys that want like, you know, like a chill, down to earth girl. Like,
yeah, it's like
the guys that really just want to date a lesbian that's not gay.
The kind of guys that want to go hiking and stuff.
Yeah,
like, they're like,
yeah.
Like an outdoorsy, chill girl. It's like, you mean a granola gay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's your type.
Yeah, exactly.
Hate to break it to you.
My little brother's type is like hardcore, like bisexual girls. Kind of like Valerie's vibe.
Okay.
But like definitely more on like the bisexual energy.
Bi-wife energy?
Yeah, like, you know, he definitely has bi-wife energy. Like, you know, he just likes them to be like a little, like not goth, but like they have a thing. They're cool. They like crystals. He likes crystal girls.
So he likes
girls who like crystals. I feel like are usually bisexual.
Okay, that's fair. I think.
But if he's really nice to them, then it will work out to them.
Yeah,
him, you know.
Yeah.
So like they could go either way, but he just needs to charm them into thinking like, I know you were probably gonna date like 99% women, but like I can be the one man. And I think that's what it's gonna work out for him.
I feel like that aesthetic is like,
it's cool.
No, it's sexy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll be okay with it too. He'll be like, that's fine. I'll go to Pride or whatever. Like you can be a bi chick. Okay, guys, we are here for Mel's segment. What's it called? Far-fetched queries or queer conspiracies.
You know, teach one's own.
Oh, what do you got for us today? I heard it fits theme.
So fits theme, yeah. I thought since we were kind of going on some weird dark biblical tangents, I just wanted to shed some light that contrary to most modern interpretations, there is some sapphic representation in the Bible.
Lesbians of the Bible.
Lesbians of the Bible. Specifically 2.
Is this all like Christian religion?
This is in the Hebrew Bible, so it's the Old Testament. Okay. So it's Christian as well as most.
Some Christians only believe the New Testament.
Yeah, so I guess it really depends. But I mean, it is part of the Old Testament, and it's the book of Ruth, actually.
Okay. Is Ruth the lesbian?
Ruth is the lesbian.
Wow.
Ruth is one of them.
She's a whole damn book about her?
So actually, the book is mostly about Naomi, which is her mother-in-law.
Oh.
But they kind of end up together. So, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's freaky. But it's legit.
Right,
it's legit. So, most notably in the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, the book of Ruth, which the Jews actually read during Shabbat, a Jewish holiday, regularly. So, printed this out so I had some, some real references for you guys. So, Elimelech was the husband of Naomi and the father of 2 sons. They were all of the tribe of Judah. They were living in Bethlehem during the time of the Judges, but famine was ravaging the land, and so Elimelech moved his family away from Israel to the country of Moab so they could be fed. Ruth 1:1. While this is a decision made out of desire for survival, he was leaving the promised land that God had given him, and the Moabites did not worship the Lord. So while in Moab, Elimelech died, leaving his wife with their 2 sons. The sons then married Moabite women, which was something else God wanted his people to avoid. One of these Moabite women was Ruth. So basically, this couple, Naomi, Elimelech, got married. They were living in Bethlehem. They had to move to Moab because there was
Because God told them to.
no, there was bad shit going on in Bethlehem.
Okay.
God wanted them to stay in Bethlehem, but they had to leave.
Okay.
So the Moabite people are lesser than to them.
Okay,
but
makes sense.
they end up in Moab, and their 2 sons marry Moabite women. But then
One being Ruth.
One being Ruth. At this point, Naomi's husband Elimelech dies, and their 2 sons, they're married to the Moabite women, which is also kind of frowned upon, but we're not getting into that. Anyway, then those sons die. So it's just Ruth and her mother-in-law, Naomi, looking at each other.
Where's the third
all
wife?
the time.
One of the other brother's wife.
I don't know.
Straight, so she's not relevant.
Straight. She's not relevant. We don't need to talk about her. So
The
it's
Bible
Ruth.
even kept her out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's in there, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna get into there. So Ruth is then stuck with her mother-in-law Naomi after going through all this death and trauma. And we know, nothing brings women together like trauma.
And losing husbands.
These women, history will call them in-laws, reasonably developed a very close bond. So after Ruth's husband dies, Naomi then tells Ruth, who is now a widow, to go get a fresh start, find a new husband, which would really be probably the smartest move back in those times. But instead, Ruth decided to stay with Naomi. And you know what she said to her? She
What?
said, "Where you go, I will go. And where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be your people, and your God, my God."
Wow, so they were together.
No, so if that doesn't really quite convince you yet, there's no wedding ceremonies in the Bible. So the same-sex vows between Ruth and Naomi, which are the ones I said, your God will be my God, are actually the best biblical models for modern-day wedding vows that we have today.
That's where it started. That's where we get our wedding vows from the lesbian.
Exactly, and actually from David and Jonathan as well, also had similar vows, but they were also gay.
2 men?
Gay men.
Okay, so we take our wedding vows that we hold to be so sacred between man and woman, came from 2 man on woman and woman on woman, man on man couples in the Bible.
Yeah.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
No, yeah, those
don't
are actually...
say we don't ever teach you shit on this podcast.
No, those are
We
actually
just got
the
educated.
closest thing to wedding vows that's in the Bible.
Go tell your parents.
Uh-huh. And actually...
Is that real?
No, I swear that's real. And actually...
Why is nobody talking about that?
No, what's
that we're coming
interesting?
up with
What's
that?
interesting is actually that exact biblical quote is still used in a lot of wedding vows today, not just by lesbians.
No, we went. My girlfriend Olivia and I went to a wedding with these 2 straight people, and it was all very normal until the preacher got up there and started speaking, and he was like, "And she will love her husband as much as she loves God, but not as much. It was all about God. She will do whatever her husband wants and whatever God wants. God will be watching this marriage." And I was like, I cannot believe people go through this.
No, it's not.
This is crazy. And they're saying vows that are from a lesbian couple in the Bible.
So, and that's, I guess, disputed depending on the interpretations, but there are different queer interpretations of this versus, obviously the modern day interpretations, which are never queer.
I just don't see how you can even say anything else besides the fact that you just told me that we use our wedding vows from a quote said from a woman to a woman and a quote said from a man to a man.
Exactly.
And I just think that they should read that and beginning the wedding ceremony. By the way,
I don't think it was the same quote for the men, but it was the same idea.
It's the closest interpretation. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, and if you're not convinced, well, if we turn back to Genesis and see how the Bible describes the love between Adam and Eve, the same Hebrew word, I think I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but debak, is used to describe Adam's feelings for Eve and Ruth's feelings for Naomi. In Genesis, it says, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." The Hebrew word for how cleave is interpreted, it's the same exact word that they use for the description of the relationship between Adam and Eve.
They were just really, really good friends.
Yeah. So the way that Adam cleaved to Eve was the same way that Ruth clung to Naomi.
Oh, that's crazy. That's good.
Yeah. So not only did Ruth love Naomi as Adam loved Eve, but countless couples have validated this interpretation by using their vows as a model for how spouses should love each other. I guess because of her heterosexual marriages, Ruth could be considered bisexual.
Oh yeah, we don't really...
So
bisexual people are valid.
Yeah, absolutely. Women loving women, that's all that it is. Any kind of woman loving any kind of other woman, I take it.
That's great. That was a good one.
Thank you. I know.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting.
I got educated.
I thought that was really interesting.
That was interesting.
What's actually
I didn't know
interesting,
that.
what's also interesting too is that what's sad is that I think Ruth ended up remarrying after that, in some kind of Evelyn Hugo situation.
Oh.
But yeah, so she did actually. Yeah, she ended up marrying another guy named Boaz, and they actually ended up having. I'm pretty sure. No, I think they actually they had a kid together that ends up being the grandfather of King David. So Ruth.
So we all come from lesbians.
Ruth is a descendant, or Jesus was a descendant of Ruth. She's actually like named in the ancestral genealogy of Jesus Christ, like in like the book of Matthew.
I mean, she has her whole book in the Bible.
Well, the ancestral genealogy is actually like only really includes men, with the exception of 5 women, Ruth being one of them. So she's actually very important in religious texts, especially Hebrew texts.
That's crazy. No, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, right? That one was interesting. So, I mean, that's the thing too, is like, if you really delve into the Bible, a lot of, you know, the not homosexual, but homophobic kind of interpretations of the Bible are really just like a matter of translation.
It's also funny because like we call this whole segment queries, but like I feel like even for the past 3, like they're more just facts. What? But it's like things we can't confirm because people aren't alive anymore, or like, you know, like when we talked about Hillary Clinton, like the times have just passed. Like, you know, we can't. What are you supposed to do? Just go dig up Hillary Clinton's shit? Like we just can't find the answers. But like it's pretty much you're gay. Like
I agree.
Forever, and I feel like people like deny that.
And if you're kind of like, I mean, if anyone really like comes at you like, oh, are you gay? Like they obviously have reason to believe that, and that's why I don't want to just come on here with my queerspiracies, just like, you know, spouting off like, oh, Jennifer Lawrence is a lesbian. Like, yeah, maybe she is, but like nobody's really said that. Like I have no real reason to believe that, and I mean, I don't want to make things up. Like
I'll be so excited if she is. I think she maybe is. She's just waiting to be with Taylor Swift.
Jennifer Lawrence would be a sick lesbian.
She said that quote about them. Remember?
All right, gender traitors.
And I bet you're tired of listening to us, so we will sign you off until next time, and hopefully we get Kales back.
I know. At this point, we must have Kales back.
Please just cross your fingers. I don't know.
Maybe JoJo Siwa's dating someone else.
Maybe
maybe we'll have more information on that. Maybe we'll have more information on... Maybe there'll be more drama on Fletcher and Becky.
We'll get some drama. I mean, well, Bella Thorne's going to be in the music video.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's a big scoop that Bella Thorne is going to play Becky.
Maybe we'll get some Taylor Swift music.
God, that's like the biggest...
Should we go watch that dog movie?
No, it's like
Please?
old. No, I saw that too. Taylor Swift's like songs are going to be in the back
see the
of
dog
like,
movie
an
with
animated
me.
dog movie. I don't need to see it. All right, gays, hang in there. Stay gay, stay fun. Let us know if you have anything that you want us to talk about.
Avoid the rapture.
You can find my socials on our Instagrams and not my TikTok right now. My backup is Kales and Liv.
Yes, you're not crazy. Kaylee is blocked at this point. But hopefully,
right. And if anybody knows anybody,
maybe by the time this comes out, we'll be up.
Help. Hopefully, I think so. I mean, it's like Friday right now. We're going to make it till Wednesday, but, you know.
Yeah, anyways.
We're going to try to get better because I know you guys like these. We're going to try to, you know, post more and stuff.
Yes. We just had a lot to, you know, work through this week.
Yeah. I was too depressed last week about Kales being gone. So, like, get up here and podcast in the closet. Right now. We're rebuilding. We're rebranding. People keep commenting on my TikTok now. They're like, and you are? And I'm like, guys... I used to have some sort of clout, but now I'm on another side of TikTok.
Who is saying that?
Like, no, they're like, I've never seen before ever in their entire lives. You know, they're like, who is this random girl talking shit about JoJo Siwa? And I'm like, no. Like, I had a whole niche of this.
And you
but
are.
on another side of the internet. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, enough of us. Hang in there, guys. And you know what? We'll cue out with some lesbian drama.
Lesbians live, lesbians love, lesbians lie. Lesbians do, lesbians
See you guys next week.
Bye, guys.